All right, so I want to teach you today. We're here working Hurricane Helene and flood, and what I would like to teach you today is how to scope a loss. Okay, now I want to clarify that I'm not a professional or expert estimator. My job as a public adjuster is to document the damage. We do have an in-house estimator. Shout out to Enrique, who, by the way, we provide estimating services for you. If that's something that you're interested, just send a message or leave a comment below. But basically, my job is to be the real eyes. Call it like an independent field adjuster, right? Same thing. I want to make sure that I'm taking very documented photos, which we're going to go through, and we're also taking very documented scope notes. So I need to know the measurement of each room. I'm not going to go through sketching, but of everything that needs to be sort of included. We have to go through each and every room. So the first thing I like to do, we'll start with step one, is I like to go through a walkthrough. Okay, so I'll just walk through the whole thing, see how everything looks. Step number two is I'm going to take all of my photos. I'm going to take very detailed photos, overviews first, always start with the front and always start with the exterior, then go inside, overview of every room, and then in this case it's a flood. So I've got my handy moisture reader here. All right, you will see that we're going to be taking a lot of photos, not just of the room and not just of the flood line and not just of the damage, but I will go up to that wall and I will put this little sucker right here underneath the flood line, and then I will go up to see how high it is. What's up, advocates? My name is Vince Perry and welcome to the Commercial Claim Show, and I am so excited about the topic that we have for you today. We're talking about scoping and we're talking about inspecting a loss. And guys, like straight up, poor Anton has been like, I've been dragging him through this for 2 days. What is it, at least an hour, right? At least an hour. At 1 to 2 hours every single time we go out here. We have to be thorough, man. Like, you show your value, show your worth, and be thorough. And for those of you that ask me if I'm still working claims, as you can see, on a daily basis. So I always start off, I just had a great conversation with the homeowners. They were showing us all of the damage. They were not here at the time, and they were showing us all of the damage. Careful with that ledge there. They were showing me all of the damage that they found, that they were looking at online, and that they found when they first came here. And so it's nice to have a good conversation. There's contents that she does have contents. They do have contents coverage up to $100,000. So you can see, like, there's just a bunch of contents. I'll go through that and a little bit of the process that we go through at Elite Resolutions with the way we do contents. But she's done a lot of the job for us. I even offered her a job. But anyway, so the first thing we do after that, just initial walkthrough and the initial, conversation stuff. Build rapport with the client, obviously very important as well. As we take photos. So I think everyone should know already, you start with the front and then you're going to go all the way around. So we're going to do exterior first. We'll start with the front elevation, and then I want to get photos of the flood lines, which you'll see some of that, and we're just going to go all the way around. It should be your process. It should be what you're doing. You're constantly starting with the exterior. You're constantly starting with the front and going around the house, and just have the same process every time. You'll end up getting it done a lot faster, and you'll miss a lot less stuff. I also like to take photos of different angles. So if I'm taking this angle here, I want to go and take the other angle. Man, this is a nice house. I gotta make you work, baby. Flood lines, very important that we document every single flood line that we possibly can. Above that, yeah, I got it. Nice. And let me get one more photo here. All right, let's clarify. All right, how to properly scope the loss is what we're sort of going through right now. First thing you do when you walk into, I'm not going to teach you guys how to sketch because that will honestly just take too much time, and we're on a time limit here. And you know, length times width times height. Every room is a square for the most part, unless you get to a very unique house. But 9 times out of 10, it's a square. Every single room in the house, even if there's missing walls. So length times width times height. You write that. Always there's a closet in every single room. In this case is 6.5, 2.1 by 7.5. And then you just check to see if there's, then once you get the measurements of the room, the next thing you're going to do is you're just going to see what needs to be done. This is so important. So like, I don't do my own estimates anymore. I did them for a while, but the worst thing you want to do is when you go back and you don't remember if it was a vinyl floor or if it was a tile floor, if it was a wood base, how many inches were the wood base, what kind of drywall was it, was there texture, was there, what kind of texture was there, you know, so on and so forth. What I like to do is in the beginning of my scope, I'll put throughout. So a lot of times it's the same. So with a flood, it's a lot of throughout. So what I'm doing with the throughout in this case is we're doing 2-foot flood cuts. We are doing baseboards that are being removed and replaced. We're doing a heavy cleaning on the tile floor, and we're replacing the wood floors in the specific room. And I just write that in the top right. My estimator knows what sort of needs to be done just based on that. It's a time saver because then I'm writing the same thing on every single room. We don't want to do that either. Also, because of the flood, we are replacing all the door frames as well. So I will put R&R, and we're replacing all the doors. More often than not, if you're writing up the floors, you're putting to detach and reset the doors, but with the flood, you're putting to remove and replace because every single one of these doors have damage. So like in this case, we've got 2 doors, and frame R&R. This is not an estimating video, okay? So I basically write just enough information for my estimator, who is the expert, and has what he needs. He'll add in other stuff that I'm not including that is just obvious to include, like 2 coats of paint, protecting the floor, mask and prep, like stuff like that. I'm not going to write all that stuff down. And then this frame here, closet frame. Okay. And then that's it. We just go on to the next room because I've already got the throughout. So I want to get photographs of 3 things: the room, the flood line, and the water damage, if that makes sense, because I have this trusty handy here to make sure that I get everything. So Anton, I'm going to move you over here, and we're gonna just go this way. So I'm gonna go with the entrance here, just take a couple overalls. Okay, and then we have here, we've got a flood line right here. So we'll take a photo of that flood line here, and I'll do this for the first few rooms, but I can't do it for every room. But I'll get that. I get that. And that's when it starts to dry up a little bit. And we're under 20% here. Okay, now from here, all right, we're about in line with the cabinet. So I'll take this, and we're gonna take a photo of this flood line. Okay. Good. Take a photo of the flood line. Right there, 18 inches. And we're gonna go up to the top of the cabinet because that's where it was actually wet. Right, so around there. On 35, 36 inches. So at the bare minimum, I'm not a water mitigation expert, but the bare minimum, that flood cut's gonna have to be 3 feet. At that point, you might as well go to 4 feet, just because the way drywall works. That's how you kind of buy it in sheets. So that's what they're probably, mitigation is probably gonna do 4 feet. So, okay, and then we continue, right? I'll keep this out. Like I said, you'll see me do that for a few rooms, and especially with the cabinets. So, okay, so now we enter to the next room. And by the way, I think it's important, really quick, the order that I'm taking the photos should be the same order that I do my scope for the estimator, so that he can follow along. Okay. How's it going, man?
What's going on, man?
All right. Everybody needs an attorney on their side. So whether you're a public adjuster, a contractor, or anyone else in the insurance claims business, make sure that you have an attorney that you could rely on, that you can go to for questions whenever you need it. That guy for me for the last 12 years has been David Farber. David Farber is the owner of the Farber Law Firm, and he has been there for me from the beginning of my career until now. And I would love for him to be able to help you as well. So make sure you call him at this number here and visit his website so you can learn more about the amazing David Farber of the Farber Law Firm. Anything that's on the floor, cabinets, wet, needs to be replaced, but we'll show evidence with photos and with the water meter. If it's attached to the wall, if it's attached to the house, it's going to be your dwelling. If it's not, that's going to go into your contents. Thank God they have contents coverage. All right, so we're going to go this way, and then we'll do the other side of the house. So I'll start here. All right, we'll go this way first. All the doors, every single door in this house is going to have to be replaced. We'll put that in our scope. You can see the separation going on here. All right, you can see the water. Look at this. Look at that. That's all wet. Yeah. So it seems to me what they were saying is anywhere from 18 inches to 3 feet is what they had here of damage. Okay, so we'll get this bifold door. Look at all this shelving. All this shelving is going to have to go. At least the first few. Let's see which one's wet. That's warped like crazy. That one's dry. And that one's dry. Okay. My goodness, look at this, Anton. Look at this. They have it under the fan. Don't put it too much, but they have it under the fan so they could all dry out. So I always get cabinets like it just, and we'll show, you'll see the damage that's here. Like for some reason the door's not reading, but the side always here, like good tip, like the side here, always where you have a drain line or a supply line or especially a flood, like the side you'll see in the video now, like it's just obvious damage. But again, yeah, cabinets are always remember too with flood, we're gonna replace the lowers, but we're probably just gonna detach and reset the uppers. It's just because flood is a little bit more finicky. All right, we've got our doors that we need to replace. Got some water damage there. I got to make sure that we get all this shelving. Like it's very important that we don't miss this. Look at this, man. Look at that. See that? Super swelling, man. That's insane. That sucks. You see the flood line there too. Yeah. More photos, man. That's crazy. A lot of history, huh? All right. Again, these are not cabinets. These are just furniture that would be under their contents coverage. But so just so you guys know, right now I'm basically just taking photos for the dwelling portion. Once I finish this, once I write up my scope, then I'm gonna go and take another 100 or 200 photos of every single one of these things and the damage that they have. Again, be thorough, people. Be thorough. This is unique here. Look at this. All right, this is a paneling. It just increases the price, making sure we don't. Yeah, man. Yeah, all the way to the top. Yeah, so that's pretty brutal. Wow, super wet. Wow. All this has to be pulled apart. And then we know this. Look at these doors. These doors are just totally swollen. Impossible. Impossible to open. So we'll get one quick shot of the vanity. One quick shot of the damage here. This is all good furniture too, I'll tell you that. It's not your normal, not your typical crap. All right. All right. Now we go to the other side of the house.
The salt water is gonna rust. Really what we're worried about is these screws that hold the wires in place. You think keep opening some of these?
We're back in the entrance. I went that way. Now we're gonna go this way.
But if one of those screws become rusted, that creates poor connection with the
Let's
wires.
get this room first. I'm sure this is all wet.
Yeah. That would be a great.
So I don't think this is attached. So this is where it gets a little complicated. I'll have to ask her, but this will probably be under the contents coverage. Okay. All right. Look at that. Look at the walls just. Brutal. All this stuff will have to be documented. Anton, we're never leaving. Nah, we'll be fine. Get through it quick.
Look. Just noticed the currency from my home country.
Look at you. We'll ask them.
The good news is everything above the water line shouldn't need to change, you know? So that's
Yeah, whatever quote or whatever it is that needs to be done, a detailed report of that will be very, very important. Like everything that you just said on paper.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write up like a detailed summary that'll be emailed to you.
Good.
So you have that documentation for sure.
Good.
Yeah, I'm sure you can imagine we've been doing this all weekend. Oh yeah.
Still water inside here.
So I'll keep looking around. Yeah. Confirming.
Which give me some idea if it's the air conditioner that's actually just got wet or whatever, because Vince will be able to put that in his report also, or if it's just the outlet that wasn't working.
Oh, the window unit. Gotcha. Yeah, check that. Yeah.
Would you be high enough?
So appliances are covered. So I want to make sure I get a photo of the appliance, and then I'm going to open the door, and I'm going to get a photo of the serial number and stuff like that. So Samsung here, and then we'll get a photo of that there. Same goes for the dryer. FEMA's finicky. They may pay for the washer and not the dryer, but we're here, so we get it. And then of course we're done now here. That's it. That wraps up our photos. Feel like we got enough documentation. We measured the flood lines in a couple of the rooms. We got moisture readings in pretty much every room. We've got them of every single cabinet. Now we're gonna scope it out. So let's do that. Well, I hope you learned a lot of that show. There is so much in store for you in this channel. If you just fall into that rabbit hole, we've been doing this for 4 years. Click on one of these links here in front of you and see how much more you can learn on the Commercial Claim Show.